Hey guys, Altavis Pelzer here, your voice manager, and I am here to share with you how to get that bounce back so that way you can spring forward in any situation. Those of you that do not know, I unmute the voice of women who are ready to speak up about what has kept her silent for way too long. And the bounce back, in order for you to be able to spring forward, definitely it resonates different with me. And I'm going to tell you why. I am someone who has overcome homelessness. I am someone who has been through divorce, watching my mother take her last breath, dealing with being the mother of two teen girls who were molested, and so many different things that kept me back and could have kept me in place. And one of the things that we often come to realize is that when situations happen, they catch us off guard. They're not things that we wanted to happen. They're not things that we planned to happen. But guess what? They happened. And so the bounce back, the first thing that you have to realize is that the bounce back requires you to know exactly where you stand. It requires you to look at your foundation and say, are there any cracks that I need to fix? Why? Because when a tornado comes, when a hurricane comes, when an earthquake comes, when something comes to shift you and shake your whole building, your whole life, your whole business, it's those moments where the cracks mean even more. So number one, I want to make sure that you guys are taking notes. Number one is to make sure that you go back, take it back a bit, and I want you to look at your foundation. Look at what it is that you're standing on. Look at the foundation of your business. Look at the foundation of your relationships. Are they solid? Are there any cracks in the foundation? So that's number one. Because when I tell you that I've been able to take a bounce back in order for me to spring forward, man, it has been like no other. So in 2015, I made a decision that 2016 was going to be my year. It was going to be the significant year for me. I was going to publish my first book. I was going to make some things happen, right? How many of you, 2020 was supposed to be your year? 2020 was supposed to be the year that you went back to school. 2020 was supposed to be the year that you bought the house. 2020 was supposed to be the year that you started your business. And so you may want to share this out and tag a few people so that way they get this information as well. And so although you thought that 2020 was going to be your year, I'm going to tell you it hasn't ended. See, 2020 is not over. But I'm going to share with you why I can speak on this particular topic. And so 2015, I made a decision that 2016 was going to be my year. I had the vision board, y'all. I had the SMART goals, y'all. I had the strategy. Listen, I was going to make it happen, and I was going to do it by any means necessary. And then December 31st of 2015, I was evicted from my home. Now, wait a minute. Didn't I say 2016 was going to be my year? So how is 2016 going to be my year if the last day of 2015, I'm now homeless with 4 children? Who publishes a book when they're homeless? I did. And so January 1st, I made a decision, and it was a bold decision. Somebody say bold decision, bold action, because number one, I need you to check your foundation. And so I had to say, what is it that I'm really trying to achieve? Where is it that I'm really trying to go here? And then number two, I had to take a bold step forward. And so January 1st of 2016, guess what? Listen, I had a flight. I go ahead and take the flight, whereas normally I would have said, no, I'm not going to do it. Normally I would have quit. Normally I would have had my pity party and say, woe is me. But instead, 2016, January 1st, I took a flight, and it forever changed my life. And so that first flight, guess what? No problems, right? The second flight, there was no group number on my ticket. Now, I am a creative, and so I'm an introvert. I am in my head more times than not. And so you can imagine what I was thinking when no group number on my ticket, that I had a fake ticket. I was going to get arrested. TSA was going to tackle me. Like, my mind went 1,000 miles a minute. But I went to the booth. I let them know. And they said to me, no problem. Just go in with group 2. Somebody say, it's no problem. Because see, this is the thing. Sometimes you got to hear out loud that what you're going through is a temporary situation and that it's not a problem because there is a solution that can change your whole situation around. See, some of you, that's what you needed. You needed somebody to show up and say, no problem. You needed somebody to show up and say, it's okay. I've been where you are. And so here it is, the homeless woman who literally, I packed all my things into a storage unit and my children and I went to stay at a sister's 2-bedroom apartment. And so that second flight, man, they finally call group 2 and I get up, I get in line. And as I'm standing in line with group 2, they call my name over the loudspeaker. Now I want you to pay close attention to this next piece. So when they called my name over the loudspeaker, I get back out the line. Of course, my mind went back into 1,000 miles a minute. I'm getting arrested, right? I'm looking around for TSA, making sure they ain't nobody sneaking up behind me. I get to the booth and she hands me a brand new ticket. And the brand new ticket says first class. So remember, I said, number one, we have to check the foundation. Where is it that I am? I had to realize I can't ignore that I am homeless at that time. I can't ignore that all of my stuff is in storage. I can't ignore that my situation is not what it was that I wanted it to be. I had to go with what it is that I had. And so I went with what I had and I became unashamed of my circumstances. See, this is the thing. We're in a society that wants to make you feel less than. They want to trap you into FOMO and fear of missing out and feeling less than. And if they can make you feel less than, then they can make you purchase whatever they said is going to make you feel more than. See, you don't need that. Somebody said, no problem. I need y'all to come on with me this evening. No problem. Or whenever you may be catching this particular replay, I need you to have this understanding. So number one is check my foundation. And so that means I literally needed to sit down with myself and say, where am I financially? Where am I mentally? Where am I emotionally? Because see, what happens is some of you will try to elevate and build upon a broken foundation and everything falls like a house of cards. Number two is I need to take bold action. Me stepping outside of my comfort zone and taking that flight was a bold action. Why? Because normally I would sit and I would have a pity party. Normally I would say, woe is me, I can't get it done. And so I had to take bold action. Now listen, if you stick with me just a little bit, I'll give you some secret sauce on top. Because the secret sauce is really what's going to make it pop for you. And so I needed to go and take bold action. Number three is that I needed accountability. One of the worst things that we try to do is to do it all on our own. We try to put the cape on. We try to be Superman and Superwoman, and we try to achieve everything. And that's not where we were meant to be. We weren't meant to be able to carry every load. We weren't meant to carry everything. There are people that want to hold you accountable. Something that I always tell my accountability community is that there's a reason for this space. This space is for your vulnerability. The space is for you to be able to come and get the help you need. It's also to come and get the kick in the behind you need. Because let's be honest, if left to your own devices, how many of you would stay in your bed? Come through. Come on. Y'all ain't got come on. Don't leave me hanging. How many of you would stay in your bed with your pajamas? How many of you would be Netflixing and chilling? How many of you would be ordering out every single day that you could? Why? Because there's no one holding your butt to the fire to make you do something greater than where you are right now. Remember, number one was I had to check my foundation. So when I know where I am, I need to get around some people that are going to push me further than where I am right now. So I need accountability. Check my foundation. Bold actions, accountability. Now I'm going to give you the secret sauce. Y'all ready for the secret sauce? Here's the secret sauce. And this is the thing that many people do it wrong. I see so many people that try to sell and they try to sell and they try to sell. And you don't realize that if you told your story, you would connect with more people. And so the secret sauce, the bonus is tell your story. Now, some of you are going to say, man, I don't want everybody in my business. I don't need everybody in my house. Listen, I get it. But what you fail to realize is that people buy from who they know, like, and trust. And so being able to bounce back means that I have to be honest about where I bounce back from. Because that bounce back story is the story. It's the hero story, right? It's the Wonder Woman story, right? It's the story that everybody wants to hear. And so if we share our story and tell our story, that opens us up for opportunities. So the secret sauce is to tell your story. But here's the thing. It has to be on top of making sure your foundation is solid, taking some bold actions, and getting some accountability. And then that secret sauce again was to make sure that you're telling your story. Now I'm going to share it really quick before I let you guys go. Where do you tell your story? Live stream, podcasts, blogs, books, speaking. There's a host of ways. But telling your story is only going to be as more powerful when you go ahead and put it on top of those 3 tips that I gave you. So I definitely need to make sure that you guys are taking action. Let me know if this helped you, if this was of service to you. By all means, by leaving a comment. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for allowing me to present and share this with you. Guys, I am Altavice Pelzer, your voice manager. I unmute the voice of women who are ready to speak up about what has kept her silent for way too long. You can connect with me, #World Voice League on Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn. And until next time, guys, don't forget to press it out. See ya.